I used to think that the way to be strong was to be tough. I used to think that to be independent was to not need anyone. The more vulnerable you are and the softer you are and the more you allow people into your life and into your heart, the happier you are and the more valuable you are to other people. Ellen has completely changed the way I look at life.
Portia de Rossi's life is a tapestry woven with love, loss, reinvention, and resilience. Born Amanda Lee Rogers in Grovedale, a quiet suburb of Geelong, Victoria, Australia, her journey to self-discovery and fulfillment was anything but straightforward. As a young girl, her world was shattered when her father, Barry Rogers, passed away. The loss left a void in her life that her mother, Margaret, a medical receptionist, worked tirelessly to fill as the family's sole provider. Despite a seemingly normal childhood, Portia carried a heavy burden of grief and a longing for belonging. In her teenage years, she began reshaping her identity, a process that started with changing her name. Inspired by Portia, a character from Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice, she chose the Italian surname de Rossi, seeking to leave behind the pain of her past and reinvent herself. This bold decision marked the beginning of a lifelong journey to define who she was, beyond societal expectations and personal struggles. Her foray into acting began with small roles in Australian productions like Sirens. However, it wasn't until she moved to Los Angeles that her career began to take shape. Navigating Hollywood was challenging. She worked hard to shed her Australian accent and adapt to the industry's demands. Success came with her role as Nellie Porter on Ally McBeal, a breakthrough that propelled her into the spotlight. But behind the glamour, Portia was grappling with a secret that loomed over her. She was a lesbian in an industry that often punished nonconformity. Fear of rejection and judgment kept her silent, forcing her to navigate fame while concealing a core part of her identity. Her career soared as she joined the cast of Arrested Development, portraying Lindsay Bluth-Funk. Yet her personal life remained turbulent. She married filmmaker Mel Metcalfe, later admitting it was a misguided attempt to secure a green card. The relationship ended, leaving her even more adrift. Portia's subsequent relationship with director Francesca Gregorini marked a step towards self-acceptance, but she was still unable to publicly acknowledge her sexuality. Everything changed when she met Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen, a trailblazer in the LGBTQ+ community, offered Portia the safety and acceptance she had long yearned for. Their connection gave her the courage to embrace her true self. In 2005, she publicly spoke about her relationship with Ellen, shedding the weight of secrecy. The couple married in an intimate ceremony in 2008, marking a turning point in Portia's life. For the first time, she felt free to love openly and unapologetically. While her love life found stability, Portia continued to battle inner demons. During her Ally McBeal days, she struggled with anorexia and bulimia, issues rooted in the pressure to conform to Hollywood's beauty standards. These experiences left lasting scars, but Portia chose to confront them head-on. In her memoir, Unbearable Lightness, a story of loss and gain, she candidly shared her struggles with eating disorders and self-esteem, hoping to inspire others facing similar challenges. In recent years, Portia made the surprising decision to step away from acting. After years of reinventing herself, she felt it was time to prioritize her well-being and focus on her personal life. Though she expressed willingness to return for Arrested Development, she was otherwise content to leave her acting career behind. Together with Ellen, she redirected her energy toward philanthropic endeavors, championing animal rights and supporting charities like Locks of Love and The Gentle Barn. These causes gave her a sense of purpose beyond the Hollywood spotlight. However, Portia's journey wasn't without its darker moments. In 2017, she revealed a disturbing incident involving actor Steven Seagal, who had exposed himself to her during an audition. Speaking out about the experience was both painful and empowering. By sharing her story, Portia hoped to encourage other women to break their silence and stand against abuse. Through it all, Ellen remained a steadfast source of love and support. Their relationship was more than a love story. It was a story of Portia finding herself. Reflecting on her life, she once said, "I didn't know it could be this easy to love someone." After years of fear, reinvention, and self-doubt, she had finally reached a place of peace. Ellen's journey, too, was one of overcoming hardship. Born in Metairie, Louisiana, her life was upended when her parents divorced in 1974. Her mother, Betty, remarried, and the family relocated to a small town in Texas. The move brought more turmoil than stability. Betty's new husband, Roy Grissendorf, exploited the family's vulnerabilities, subjecting Ellen to sexual abuse under the guise of helping her mother, who was battling breast cancer. Ellen, deeply traumatized, kept the abuse a secret for years. When she finally confided in her mother, she was met with disbelief. Betty remained with Roy for 18 years, leaving Ellen to navigate her pain alone. Despite her fractured home life, Ellen pursued her dreams. After graduating from Atlanta High School, she briefly attended the University of New Orleans before dropping out. She worked a series of odd jobs to make ends meet, but it was comedy that became her escape and salvation. In the early 1980s, Ellen began performing stand-up routines in New Orleans, finding solace in making others laugh. By 1984, she had gained national recognition, being named Showtime's funniest person in America. Comedy became her armor, helping her cope with the challenges life threw her way. Ellen's career skyrocketed in the 1990s with her sitcom Ellen, but coming out as a lesbian on national television in 1997 was a bold move that temporarily derailed her career. Facing backlash and industry rejection, Ellen persevered, ultimately becoming a prominent advocate for LGBTQ+ rights. Her talk show, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, cemented her status as a beloved entertainer and trailblazer. For both Ellen and Portia, their partnership became a sanctuary. Together, they navigated the highs and lows of life in the public eye, finding strength in each other. Their shared passion for advocacy and philanthropy deepened their bond, creating a life rich in purpose and love. Portia de Rossi's story is one of transformation. From a grieving girl in a small Australian town to a Hollywood star, and finally to a woman at peace with herself, she has lived a life of courage and resilience. Her journey reminds us that healing and self-acceptance are possible, no matter how long or winding the road. Portia de Rossi and Ellen DeGeneres once stood as a symbol of love, courage, and representation, their relationship celebrated as a beacon for LGBTQ+ acceptance. However, behind the public facade of unity and affection lay challenges that eventually led to the unraveling of their marriage. To understand the complexities of their journey, it is crucial to trace the origins of their partnership, the milestones they achieved together, and the struggles that ultimately fractured their bond. Born Amanda Lee Rogers in Grovedale, Victoria, Australia, Portia endured significant loss early in life. Her father's death during her childhood left her grappling with grief and a longing for identity. Reinvention became a theme in her life as she changed her name to Portia de Rossi, inspired by Shakespeare's Portia and an Italian surname, marking the start of a lifelong pursuit of self-discovery. Despite her promising acting career in Hollywood with roles in shows like Ally McBeal and Arrested Development, Portia carried deep insecurities about her sexuality, fearing rejection in an industry that often marginalized nonconformity. Ellen DeGeneres, on the other hand, rose from a turbulent upbringing in Louisiana to become a comedic powerhouse and trailblazer in entertainment. Her early years were marked by significant trauma, including sexual abuse by her stepfather and a strained relationship with her mother, who initially dismissed Ellen's account of the abuse. Despite the challenges, Ellen found refuge in comedy, eventually achieving national fame through her sitcom Ellen and later as the host of her eponymous talk show. Her decision to publicly come out as gay in the late 1990s was a groundbreaking moment for LGBTQ+ visibility, but came at a great personal and professional cost. When Portia and Ellen's paths crossed at a social event in Los Angeles, their connection was immediate but complicated. Portia, not yet publicly out, harbored feelings for Ellen but hesitated to act on them due to fears about her career. Over time, their paths intersected again, and as both women were single and ready for a new chapter, they began a relationship. Ellen's openness about her sexuality created a safe space for Portia, and their bond deepened. Eventually, they went public, becoming an emblem of love and authenticity in the LGBTQ+ community. Their wedding in 2008 was a milestone not only for them personally, but also for the larger fight for marriage equality. With California briefly allowing same-sex marriages, Ellen proposed with a pink diamond ring, and they exchanged vows in an intimate ceremony at their Beverly Hills home. Their union symbolized progress, hope, and the courage to live authentically. In the years that followed, Ellen's career reached unprecedented heights. Her daytime talk show became a cultural phenomenon, and she expanded her influence through her production company and philanthropic efforts. Portia, meanwhile, continued her acting career, though she began stepping back from the spotlight. Their relationship appeared idyllic, with the couple frequently showcasing their affection on red carpets and in interviews. Together, they championed various causes, from animal rights to LGBTQ+ advocacy, becoming one of Hollywood's most admired couples. However, as Ellen's fame grew, so did the demands on her time and energy. Her professional responsibilities often kept her away from home, and Portia began to feel the weight of these absences. Friends of the couple later revealed that Portia struggled with feelings of isolation and inadequacy. She reportedly confided in those close to her that she felt overshadowed by Ellen's success and as though her own ambitions had been sidelined. Efforts to voice her concerns were met with resistance, creating a growing sense of disconnect between the two. The COVID-19 pandemic amplified these tensions. Like many couples, Ellen and Portia faced the challenges of navigating a relationship under unprecedented circumstances. The strain was further exacerbated when allegations surfaced accusing Ellen of fostering a toxic work environment on her talk show. The scandal not only damaged Ellen's public image, but also added to the stress within their marriage. Portia stood by her publicly, yet privately, the ordeal placed an additional burden on their already fragile relationship. Sources close to the couple noted that Ellen's controlling tendencies in both her professional and personal life became a point of contention. Portia reportedly felt stifled, longing for a quieter, more balanced life, while Ellen remained deeply entrenched in her career. Attempts at therapy and reconciliation were made, but the underlying issues of feeling unheard and unfulfilled persisted. The final years of their marriage were marked by growing distance. Portia, once captivated by Ellen's energy and charisma, began seeking solace elsewhere, including spending more time with her family. Reports also suggested financial disputes, with allegations that Portia had withdrawn funds from joint accounts, further fueling speculation about their impending separation. The couple, once seen as unshakable, reached a breaking point. Their divorce proceedings were tumultuous, reflecting the deep divisions that had emerged. Portia, who had often been perceived as a supporting figure in Ellen's larger-than-life persona, appeared determined to reclaim her independence. Insiders described her as resolute, expressing no regrets about her decision to end the marriage and finding peace in the process. Looking back, the story of Ellen and Portia's relationship is one of transformation and imperfection. Their union began as a powerful statement of love and resilience, breaking barriers and inspiring millions. Yet, like any partnership, it faced challenges that even love and shared history could not overcome. While their journey as a couple has ended, the impact of their time together continues to resonate as a reminder that relationships, no matter how celebrated, are inherently complex and shaped by the individuals within them. Now, as they navigate life separately, both Ellen and Portia seem poised to embrace new chapters. Ellen remains a prominent figure in entertainment and philanthropy, while Portia has reportedly found solace in reconnecting with her roots and focusing on personal growth. Their story, though no longer one of togetherness, remains a testament to the power of love, the necessity of self-discovery, and the courage it takes to walk away when a relationship no longer serves both partners. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, once celebrated as a symbol of love and LGBTQ+ representation, now find themselves embroiled in a deeply public and contentious divorce. The relationship that once seemed unbreakable has reached an unfortunate breaking point, marked by allegations, financial disputes, and the unraveling of their carefully maintained public image. At the heart of the turmoil lies Portia's alleged decision to empty joint bank accounts during the divorce proceedings, a move that has escalated the separation into a full-blown feud. For Ellen, known globally for her lighthearted humor and optimistic persona, the alleged breach of trust has been devastating. Sources close to her describe feelings of profound hurt and disbelief. Determined to protect the wealth she has worked so hard to accumulate, Ellen is reportedly prepared for a protracted legal battle. The financial details of their separation have drawn widespread attention, adding a new layer of complexity to their already tangled story. For Portia, the alleged financial maneuver sends a strong signal of her resolve. Although she has largely stayed silent about the personal details of their relationship over the years, those close to her suggest that she has begun to voice her frustrations more openly. According to these sources, Portia attributes much of the strain in their marriage to Ellen's relentless career focus. Portia reportedly felt sidelined, with Ellen's talk show, business ventures, and public commitments taking precedence over their relationship. This dynamic left Portia feeling overlooked and undervalued. In addition to these feelings of neglect, Portia is said to have struggled with Ellen's controlling nature. Friends of the couple have suggested that Ellen's commitment to maintaining her polished public image often took priority over nurturing their personal connection. Years of unaddressed frustrations reportedly built up within Portia, creating a sense of resentment that eventually became insurmountable. Feeling increasingly confined and overshadowed, Portia's once unwavering support for Ellen began to wane, contributing to the deterioration of their relationship. From Ellen's perspective, the narrative is different. Those close to her describe her as a dedicated partner who made repeated efforts to mend the relationship. Ellen reportedly adjusted her schedule, took breaks from work, and committed to couples therapy in an attempt to rekindle their bond. However, despite these efforts, Ellen's attempts to salvage their marriage reportedly had limited success. The growing dissatisfaction on Portia's part persisted, placing additional strain on their already fragile dynamic. The pressures of maintaining their public image only added to Ellen's stress. As one of the most visible figures in entertainment, Ellen felt compelled to present a picture-perfect marriage to the world, even when cracks were beginning to show. These pressures were amplified during the COVID-19 pandemic, which introduced new challenges to their relationship. Ellen's professional life was further complicated by allegations of a toxic work environment on her talk show, which led to a public scandal. Although Portia stood by her publicly during this time, the controversy reportedly added to the tension within their marriage. The ongoing divorce has brought intense public scrutiny to both Ellen and Portia. For Ellen, the timing of these personal challenges is particularly difficult. Already working to restore her reputation following the workplace scandal, she now faces the added burden of defending her personal and financial interests. Once one of the most beloved figures in daytime television, Ellen's image has been tested repeatedly in recent years. As details of her personal life continue to emerge, questions about her resilience and ability to rebuild her public persona remain central. Portia's future, meanwhile, is less certain. Speculation abounds about her next steps. Some believe she may choose to return to acting, reclaiming her independence and career. Others suggest that Portia might opt for a quieter life, away from the relentless public attention that has followed her since her marriage to Ellen. Whatever path she chooses, Portia's decision to withdraw funds from their joint accounts highlights her determination not to fade into the background as their separation unfolds. She appears resolute in asserting her contributions to Ellen's success and the sacrifices she made for their relationship. The financial stakes of the divorce are significant. Ellen's net worth, estimated at over $500 million, includes earnings from her talk show, production company profits, real estate investments, and brand partnerships. Portia's financial standing, while more modest in comparison, is bolstered by her successful acting career and long-standing support of Ellen's endeavors. Portia reportedly believes her emotional support and the role she played in Ellen's public image justify a significant share of their accumulated wealth. She has expressed the sentiment that Ellen's relentless career ambitions were a contributing factor to the breakdown of their marriage. As the legal battle intensifies, fans and onlookers are left with questions about how such a celebrated relationship could unravel so dramatically. The couple once stood as a shining example of love and partnership, admired for their openness, humor, and support for one another. Behind the glamorous appearances and shared smiles, however, lay deeply rooted issues that eventually became impossible to ignore. For those who once idolized their marriage, the revelations serve as a stark reminder of the challenges that can exist in even the most seemingly perfect relationships. Ellen's journey, both personal and professional, has been marked by highs and lows. Her career has been defined by resilience, from the groundbreaking moment in 1997 when she publicly came out as gay, to the backlash that followed and the eventual triumph of her daytime talk show. Her success as a talk show host, comedian, and producer made her a household name, but her cheerful persona was not without its challenges. Allegations of controlling behavior and a less-than-kind demeanor have periodically surfaced, casting shadows over her public image. Even as her career thrived, Ellen reportedly struggled with feeling confined by the persona of Nice Ellen. Her decision to end the Ellen DeGeneres show after nearly 2 decades marked the conclusion of an era, but also reflected her desire to step away from the expectations that had long defined her career. The show's final episode was an emotional farewell to a platform that had brought laughter and connection to millions. Portia's life, too, has been shaped by reinvention and resilience. Born in Australia as Amanda Lee Rogers, she adopted the name Portia de Rossi as part of a journey toward self-discovery. Her acting career brought her success and recognition, but it was her relationship with Ellen that cemented her place in the public eye. Over time, however, the pressures of being part of such a high-profile union reportedly took their toll. Now, as their divorce proceedings unfold in the public eye, both Ellen and Portia face the task of rebuilding their lives separately. For Ellen, the challenge lies in navigating the fallout from this personal upheaval while continuing to evolve her career and public image. For Portia, the focus may shift to reclaiming her individuality and finding peace outside the shadow of their relationship. Whatever the future holds for each of them, their story is a reminder of the complexities of love, partnership, and the pressures of life in the spotlight. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, once regarded as an iconic couple and champions of LGBTQ+ representation, have ended their relationship, leaving many shocked by the unraveling of a seemingly perfect love story. Their partnership, which lasted nearly 2 decades, symbolized commitment, resilience, and mutual support. However, the pressures of public life, personal struggles, and unresolved conflicts ultimately led them to part ways. Ellen DeGeneres had long been a household name, celebrated for her groundbreaking career in comedy and television. From her early days as a stand-up comedian to becoming a talk show host and producer, she was admired for her humor, warmth, and courage. Her decision to come out as a lesbian in 1997 was a pivotal moment in entertainment history, but it came with significant personal and professional costs. Ellen's sitcom was canceled shortly after, and she faced widespread backlash. However, she persevered, rebuilding her career and eventually launching The Ellen DeGeneres Show, which became a cultural phenomenon. Portia de Rossi, an accomplished actress, was known for her roles in shows like Ally McBeal and Arrested Development. She had her own struggles with self-acceptance and the pressures of Hollywood. Meeting Ellen in the early 2000s marked a turning point for Portia, who was grappling with her identity and the fear of coming out publicly. Ellen's confidence and openness inspired her, and their relationship became a safe space for Portia to embrace her true self. Their love story officially began in 2004, and their connection quickly deepened. By 2008, California had lifted its ban on same-sex marriage, and the couple exchanged vows in an intimate ceremony at their home. Their wedding was a symbol of progress, celebrated not just by them but also by many in the LGBTQ+ community who saw their union as a victory for equality and love. For years, Ellen and Portia appeared to be the epitome of a strong, loving partnership. They supported one another through career highs and lows, shared laughter, and built a life together. However, the pressures of Ellen's high-profile career began to take a toll on their relationship. As Ellen's talk show gained immense popularity, the demands on her time and energy grew exponentially. Portia, while proud of Ellen's success, began to feel the strain of living in her shadow. Portia faced her own challenges, including a long battle with eating disorders and the struggle to carve out an identity separate from her famous spouse. She wanted to pursue her own ambitions and passions, but often felt overshadowed by Ellen's towering presence in the entertainment world. Over time, this dynamic created a growing sense of isolation and resentment. Ellen, meanwhile, was grappling with the expectations of maintaining her public persona. Known for her upbeat demeanor and daily dances on her show, she confessed to feeling the weight of being perceived as perpetually cheerful. Behind the scenes, she was dealing with the stress of running a multi-million-dollar brand, which left little room for nurturing her personal life. In private, Ellen admitted to Portia that she was exhausted by the demands of her career and the pressure to always appear happy. By the mid-2010s, rumors of tension in their marriage began to circulate. Despite their efforts to present a united front, cracks in their relationship became more apparent. Portia often felt that Ellen's relentless work schedule left little time for their relationship. Although they tried therapy and worked to address their issues, the distance between them continued to grow. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic introduced new challenges. Ellen faced public backlash after reports of a toxic work environment on her show surfaced. The allegations, which included mistreatment of staff and a culture of fear, led to an internal investigation and the departure of several key executives. Ellen took responsibility, expressing her disappointment and vowing to improve the workplace culture. However, the scandal further strained her personal life. Portia stood by her publicly but privately struggled with the mounting tension. The pandemic also forced them to spend more time together, which highlighted the existing cracks in their relationship. Ellen's controlling tendencies, combined with Portia's feelings of being overlooked, created an atmosphere of conflict. The love that had once been their foundation now felt fragile under the weight of unresolved issues. By 2024, Ellen shocked fans by announcing her retirement from show business. "This is the last time you're going to see me," she said, marking the end of an era. Ellen's decision to step away from the spotlight reflected her desire for a quieter life after decades in the public eye. For many, it felt like the conclusion of a long and remarkable career. While Ellen's retirement signaled a major life change, it was not enough to save her marriage. The couple eventually faced the hard truth that their relationship could not withstand the pressures that had accumulated over the years. Despite their efforts to rekindle their bond, the love that once seemed unshakable had become irreparably strained. Their divorce brought public attention to their private struggles, sparking discussions about the challenges of maintaining a high-profile relationship. Fans who had admired their love story were left wondering how a partnership that once symbolized strength and unity could come to an end. Ellen and Portia's separation was not marked by bitterness, but by a quiet acknowledgement that their paths had diverged. They cared deeply for one another and shared years of joy and support, but some wounds proved too deep to heal. For both, the decision to part ways was an effort to find peace and move forward. In retrospect, their relationship was a testament to both the beauty and complexity of love. They had faced challenges together, from societal pressures to personal battles, and had inspired many with their openness and courage. However, even the strongest relationships are tested by the realities of life, and not all can withstand those tests. Ellen and Portia's love story remains a poignant reminder that behind the glamour of public life lies the vulnerability of human connection. They leave behind a legacy of love and resilience, showing that even when a relationship ends, the memories and impact of shared experiences endure. As they move into the next chapters of their lives, Ellen and Portia will undoubtedly carry the lessons of their journey, finding new ways to grow and thrive individually.